Hi, my name is Jason Grant, and this is Living with Integrity, a series of short stories on what it means to live with integrity. Enjoy. Let's talk about showing people respect. Showing people respect is one of the wisest things you can do. It costs nothing to show people respect. Everyone and everything deserves some level of respect by default. The more you think about this and contemplate, the more you realize this basic principle. Respect is not something that needs to be earned per se, which is or seems to be a common way that people act these days. When you do this, and this, then I will show you respect. No. The wisest, or one of the wisest things that you can do is learn how to show respect to people by default. It costs nothing, and what you will see happens from there on is that other people start mirroring your actions and your behavior. In other words, other people start showing you respect that you also deserve. So the first person that you need to show respect to is, of course, yourself, the first principle. And there are a number of ways in which you can show your self-respect. One of the ways is to look after your health. Live a clean life, or as clean as you possibly can. Organize for yourself. And chances are that living a clean life is much easier than actually living a dirty life. Dirty, for example, being injecting drugs into your body, or drinking loads of alcohol. You find that that's quite expensive. It requires a lot of earning to spend money on alcohol. Cigarettes, all these kind of dirty habits are quite expensive. So it takes a lot of effort to earn the money for dirty habits, whereas living clean often requires less eating, drinking things like water, breathing properly, jogging, running, being active. Most of those things don't cost much money, and many of them are completely free. So to respect yourself is actually a very straightforward and simple act. Most of the time it doesn't require doing much. To respect another person is, by inheritance, a same kind of thing. It doesn't take much at all to show that respect. Often the time it's about not saying anything, because you realize in many respects sometimes speaking and giving unsolicited opinion or advice is almost like a form of disrespect. So listening is quite respectful and respectable activity. In my life, I've found it to be the case that more I listen and more I respectfully approach people at any quote-unquote level in society, the more actually I'm capable of creating and having a meaningful and worthwhile, valuable conversation and discussion. At the end of the day, I can say a lot of things to a lot of people, but a lot of those things will be inappropriate and untimely for a lot of people. So listening and showing that respect means that I can then really say the right thing at the right time. and that becomes the right thing for everyone. Even though I love to talk, right now I'm talking and it's very enjoyable activity. Hey, I pick up these topics just literally out of the ether and just talk about them because it's fun. I love to talk. It's not appropriate to talk in many situations, and showing respect of actually respectfully listening is super wise. Here's another couple of examples that often come to life or to mind when we're talking about respect. Imagine you're situated in some sort of a jungle type or dangerous environment. In my case, a lot of these things were experienced during the war in Bosnia, which is kind of like whenever the war is happening, it's pretty much jungle rules, as in dog eat dog world. Dog, of course, being the backwards of God. And so it's ungodly situations happening. And what you realize is that if a wild, powerful animal shows up, you better give it respect, otherwise you're dead. Similarly, in war, if somebody with a gun shows up and puts it to your head, you better respect that person because they're really in a trigger of a bullet capable of finishing your life. Most of the time you find yourself in a situation where the person with a gun has got much less to lose than you do, so you've got more to lose. And so showing respect to this person and even going as far as understanding them is good for you. It can save your life. But the most interesting thing about showing respect to other people is that it can actually build a much better life for you. So if you are in a situation where you are spending time with somebody who is quote unquote above you in society, let's say as someone super rich or somebody with lots more experience or mastery in a given area that you're looking to master, again, simple rule, you better show them as much respect as possible, because more respect you show them, the more they will open up towards you and start respecting you with reciprocity of either sharing their skills, sharing their insights, sharing their contacts, sharing their wisdom, sharing their even money with you. So in 2019, I tested this principle thoroughly and throughout, and it worked marvelously. In 2020, I'm looking to 10 times the amount of respect that I'm showing to everyone, starting from myself, of course. And here is a simple way in which I'm showing, for example, respect to both myself and everyone else. This particular video is different to the videos that I've been doing previously because I've set up a better microphone, I've set up a better background for the backdrop for the video, and I'm putting on a shirt as opposed to wearing a t-shirt, and I'm combing my hair and so on. So these are all little acts of respect, of self-respect, which I'm then passing on and putting live into the environment, and long term it's going to have much more respectable and respectful effects across the board, not just to me, but to everyone else who listens to this and to everyone else who shares and likes this kind of a video and perhaps mentions me and mentions the points that I'm making in this video. Further to that, when it comes to respect, there is also perhaps something to be said about respecting the person versus respecting their opinion or a creation. And certainly is the case with appreciating the person or appreciating the creation. It may be the case that a bad, quote-unquote, bad person has done something good, or vice versa, that a quote-unquote good person has done something bad. You can still respect the person or the deed without having to focus in on the negative so much and highlight the negative. Respect is, in a sense, highlighting the positive or appreciating the fact that positive outcomes may happen from an interaction with other people. Important to say that respect is also given and shown not just towards other people, but towards everything, towards the existence itself, towards life, towards living things of any kind, towards even mountains, okay, rivers. I very much respect the mountainous Bosnian river, certainly when I'm caught up in it and going down its stream and understanding and realizing that it's thousands of times more powerful than I am. And if I'm respecting its flow, I may have a chance of banking myself to the left or right, and coming back to the tried and tested ground, as opposed to being in very furious water flow. Okay, so show respect and learn how to show respect to rivers and mountains and other living beings. One of the things that I've recognized and come to realize is that a spider comes into the room. In the past, I would just squash it. I would be fearing it. But I realized that it is also on a tiny little purpose and a mission that it wants to and needs to fulfill. And so I show respect to the spider. I realized that snails or slugs that we often have outside of the house, which technically or theoretically look somewhat ugly, are animals that we have a tendency to want to either squash or kick or chuck away or God knows what, do what to. I realized that an actual esoteric meaning of a slug is one of vulnerability, as in slug is not protected by anything, and also slowing down. So whenever I see a slug now, instead of kicking it and squashing it and hitting it, I actually remember to be more vulnerable and slow down. Because there is wisdom in every single thing that you're interacting with, and showing respect to that inner wisdom is a wise thing to do. So be wise, show respect. Peace. Thank you very much for watching yet another story from Living with Integrity series. Please post in the comments on what caught your attention the most, perhaps a thought that you had or a question that you have for me. I'll most likely introduce it in future episodes as a theme. Also, if you like or dislike this, please do so and share this with other friends of yours who will benefit from this. I really want to turn this into a community effort, and I'm committed to posting once or twice a week, so watch out for future episodes as well. Subscribe to the channel as well and ring the bell so you can get the notification when the next story is up. I've got loads and loads of these, hundreds of them in plan, so please stay tuned and let's get this channel growing. Thank you so much.